Hello and welcome to Wristwatch Obsession. I'm your host Edgar, and today I'm really happy to do this review of a new member to my collection. This is the Citizen Promaster Skyhawk A-T, the Blue Angel version on the blue and leather strap. It's just a gorgeous watch. I fell in love with this one as soon as I saw it, and I was a little bit confused because it looked different than what I was looking at for a while, and it turns out that I was looking at the bracelet version of the Blue Angels A-T Skyhawk. And this is the Blue Angel version on leather straps, so apparently the watches are a little bit different. Well, basically it's just the dial. If you notice right here, that blue, the whole thing is blue, the face, the bezel, just a gorgeous navy blue, and then you got the yellow accents everywhere. But this white ring around it is on this version, as you can see here, just below the bezel. The outermost dial ring is white, where on the bracelet version, that's blue like the rest of the watch. Totally different look. They're both great. So if you like the all blue version, buy the bracelet version of the watch, and you could always add the leather strap later. But if you like that white ring, then you have to get this version and then add the bracelet later if you want the bracelet. But it's you want to buy the watch part you like the best, and then add this, whatever you want. But I was happy with this the way it is because I actually wanted the leather and I wanted the white ring, so I was good to go. Look at that. That's just a sweet design. They did a really good job, not only on the elements of the upgraded Skyhawks, which I think they hit a home run with this iteration. The other older version than this, it still had basically the same module inside, but it was a much larger watch, a much heavier watch compared to this one right here. This one comes in at only 3.9 ounces, so it is extremely comfortable to wear. We got that thick but soft and supple leather strap. Nice little curve here. I don't wait forever for it to break in, so I gently just kind of put a little curve in like that. And this way it's comfortable right off the bat. Just a beautiful watch. Well, let me go through the functions and what the watch does, and we'll pick it up and we'll dive into the all the dial elements and the case and so forth. So let me just run through some of the things here that this has on it. It retails around $650-ish, something like that. Street prices are in the upper fours, 500, lower fives, and it's a really great deal for what you get. As I mentioned, it's Echo Drive, and the lithium battery that is in here that's rechargeable. They've been lasting on their other watches. That series of rechargeable batteries have been lasting 20-25 years. As long as you take care of it, you put it in the sun once in a while, the solar panel will charge it up. If I'm not going outside a lot with it, then I'll put it in the window for a couple hours and you're good to go. Man, you're going to get a lot of years in use out of this watch or any other Echo Drive solar watch. It's also, this solar quartz movement is also radio controlled. So it attempts 4 times every night to connect to one of the towers that are all, there's 6 of them around the world, but they're all in the northern hemisphere. So if you're in the southern hemisphere of the earth, South America or Africa, Australia, then you're not going to be able to connect. But anywhere otherwise, you're pretty much good to go if you're within reach of the towers. And you can look that up on the internet where they all are and so forth. But there's a couple in China and Japan. There's 2 in Europe, I believe, and there's one in the United States in Denver, Colorado. I just moved more north in Maine. And so sometimes I can get it, sometimes I don't. I moved 100 miles north where I used to live on the mountain. I was able to connect every night. Well, it's a little bit more problematic here, but it goes by a week or so, it connects. It's within a second, so it's not that bad at all. Speaking of the accuracy of this quartz movement, like almost all the Citizen movements, they're normally around plus 15 to minus 10 seconds per day. Per month. Sorry about that, per month. I've been doing a lot of automatic watches lately, and it's per day, but this is per month. But I usually get better than that. They're usually in the 5 to 7 range. So you can go almost a year. It won't even be a minute off, even if it doesn't connect to a tower. So it's just a highly accurate quartz movement anyway. If you can't connect to the towers, that's fine. Just update it, reset it to the atomic clock every couple of months and you're good to go if you can't connect to a radio tower. So that's fine. For the dimensions on this watch, I mentioned 3.9 ounces for the weight. Of course, it's going to be more on the bracelet. You're going to be closer to 6 ounces, 5.75 ounces, depending on how many links you come out. But it's going to be closer to 6, so this is much lighter on the leather strap. We have 45 millimeter diameter case, 48 millimeters lug to lug, which is rather short for a watch this size. So it wears very well. It wears smaller than it is. The lug to lug width for the strap is going to be an unusual 23 millimeters. They, just like other manufacturers, you wonder why they come out with 21 or 23. Usually it's because 24 is too big for the dimensions of the watch, and 22 they think is too small, and so they come out with 23. I see Luminox doing the same thing. So they want it aesthetically to be best, and then hopefully you won't change a lot of straps, because 23 and 21, there's not as many options as 22 and 24. However, 20, depending on the strap, a 24 millimeter is going to work great, especially if it was silicone or rubber or something, and there's a little bit more give where the lugs are. You could always just shave off a tiny bit of rubber or something, and you won't even notice it, and it'll fit much better. So you do have some options to doing things like that, and getting more options as far as NATOs and that sort of thing, especially those elastic NATOs. That's going to fit on there really well. The model number for this Citizen is JY8078-01L, or Juliet Yankee 8078-01 Lima for the model number. The bracelet is going to be -53 or something like that, but you could see that on the internet. As you can tell by the pushers here, it's a chronograph, but these pushers are also has other uses as well. We'll go through that basic functions in a minute. This is a 200-meter water-resistant watch, which is kind of unusual, but Citizen does it a lot on even their land and their air models, or their pilot watches and so forth. Here we have knurling on the pushers, but that's just for show to match the knurling on the main crown here. So you don't unscrew those, you just push them and they operate. As far as the functions it has, I'm going to just run through these, and I'll show you on the dial in a minute. It's put in the sun, a little bit different look here. It has a 24-hour subdial, it has UTC subdial, it has dual time zones and dual LCDs to go with that. There are like 26 locations around the world you could dial in on here and choose. It has world time, as I just mentioned. There's a countdown timer. We have a chronograph, 2 alarms. We have power reserve feature. Let's see, it has loom. So the loom is going to be on the minute hand, hour hand, and let me use my little pointer here. And it also, on this subdial, that hand right there, that one glows in the dark, as does the indices and the Arabic numerals, which we have at the 3, 6, and 9 position there on the case. This watch comes with a 5-year warranty from Citizen, but if you go online, you can see it glowing. Look at that, it's glowing already. But if you put this, if you go to the warranty for Citizen online, you register it, then you're going to get 6-year warranty on this watch. If you buy it from an authorized dealer, if you buy it from a gray market dealer, they're going to give you their own warranty almost always. But this one you're going to get from Citizen, a 6-year warranty, which is exceptional. I don't know any other watch that has a 6-year warranty, or even 5 for that matter. The 2 LCD windows has very small lettering and very sharp. So unless you have excellent eyes, there are a lot of things on here that are small, including the inside chapter ring. So excellent eyesight, or like me, I have corrective lenses, and then I have bifocals. When I look down at the watch, everything's sharp and clear for me. But just be aware, if you don't wear glasses and your eyesight isn't the greatest, this watch will be difficult to see. There's a lot of information packed on that dial. Okay, moving right along, we have a unidirectional rotating bezel here. It's not a dive watch, so it's going to go back and forth. Very smooth, very precise. It's unbelievably smooth, and you can feel that precision in there. It doesn't move, and when you bump it or anything, it has some friction, but it's easy to turn. You have that coin edge base here, interrupted by 6 of these little tabs that are yellow, and fits in very well with the design and the color. Let's see if there's anything missed on my notes here. Oh, there's a beep for the pushers, and there are, of course, the beep notifications for the alarms, the countdown timer, so forth. And the beep is pretty loud for a watch like this. It's very loud, so it might even wake you up. An alarm. A lot of watches won't wake people up. This one is fairly loud compared to other watches. I know that my all steel metal G-Shocks aren't that loud, or at least the pre Bluetooth versions. Yeah, that battery lasts a long time. And just going over this again, just throw it in the sun and make sure you take care of that. All right, let's go in and take a look at the watch. We'll talk about the design elements and the and things like that. I'm going to move this out of the sun a little bit. Here we go. Sorry about that. Let's move with the sun here. There we go. This will be a lot easier to see. All right. All right. So first let's take a look at the back. So we got that beautiful Blue Angels logo here. And just yesterday I was going over the watch preparing for this review, and I noticed a little tiny curl like at the edge here, and I'm like, what is that? And I noticed it looked like plastic, and I had no idea that there was a plastic protector on here. It was perfectly fitted, perfectly smooth, like you do with Magic Tape, smoothed into this. So I saw the bright colors and everything. I didn't even know that it was on there, and then it became even clearer and nicer. And when I tap it with metal, it sounds like glass. So I think this is ceramic or something. It is high quality. It's not a decal. That is just absolutely beautiful, and it is rugged. I've never had these come off on any of my Blue Angel watches. And there's all the information in the back, like the sapphire crystal. Yeah, this has a sapphire crystal. I didn't mention that yet. So that's a really big bonus. The other ones didn't have this. We have a sapphire crystal in here. It used to be only on the $900 titaniums that sapphire was in it, but now they have it in this model. The regular models of the AT have it as well, not just the Blue Angels version. So that's a really nice upgrade. As you can see on the side here, we have really nice satin finishing. And on the lugs here, we have polished surfaces alternating with satin. So it gives a slight amount of bling, as it were. Really nice reflections and accents, but not overwhelming where you'd be blinded. You can see here all around the crown we have some polishing. The tips of the pushers. There we have the Promaster logo. Remember, Promaster, a lot of people think it's just for the divers, but Promaster just means professional line, and you're going to see that in their aviation watches, their field watches, and their marine watches, their diver watches. Hope you can see that beautiful blue on the, look at that blue, isn't that gorgeous? On the coin edge of the bezel there. So that's the case design. That's a push down back, not a screw down. You see that a lot in their pilot watches. Nothing wrong with that. They're still giving it 2-meter water resistance. There's the 13.5 millimeter thickness. They're packing a lot in here for that thickness, so that's not bad at all, and it carries very well. Those lugs aren't that long, so it fits well on a lot of wrists. Let's take a look at the strap now. So that strap is all leather, dyed yellow. We have the traditional pin buckle, just exquisitely done. Look at that polishing. Isn't that gorgeous? Again, to match the case, we got some satin elements, and we got some polishing on the sides. Very rugged, really thick buckle, but comfortable. It doesn't have any problem with that. I think the keepers are, one of them is sewed in place right there. We got a fixed keeper, and then this one's movable. For the thickness of the strap and the size of the watch, I think the keeper is a little thin. I was worried that they were going to stretch out. They haven't so far, but I think that one of the nitpicks, it's not a con, but one of the nitpicks, you can see the sewing right there, right into the leather. One of my nitpicks is I think these are going to stretch over time and be a little loose just because they're so thin. Oh, there you go, see how thin they are. But it's just a nitpick. So far it's been fine. Plenty of holes, very comfortable. Look at that beautiful yellow stitching into the leather. Plenty of holes there. I have a 7.5-inch wrist, and I'm using one of the holes over here. So plenty of room. This will fit probably 8.5-inch wrist. It's a very large strap. All right, let's dive into the dial now. We'll talk about the different elements that we're going to have on here and the usefulness. All right, so right here at the top, we have the UTC time. And right now, the UTC for here is I'm a minus 4 hours. So the UTC is going to be 6 o'clock. Oops, sorry. 6 o'clock, or right on here is military time on the UTC dial. So that says 1800 right now. And there is an hour and a minute hand. We can't see it right now, but the minute hand is going to be straight up exactly at 6 o'clock, 1800 hours, or 2 o'clock local time for me. To the right of that, we have the 24-hour clock. And that also is going to be on 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is 1400 hours, and that's behind the hour hand, unfortunately. But you can see the yellow for nighttime and the white. So at a glance, if the hands are in the yellow part, then it's at night, or 6 o'clock to 6 a.m. and then 6 a.m. to 6 in the evening, it's going to be on the lower half of this quadrant on the 24-hour time. And so that is, at a glance, you could tell. Because if you're a pilot driving always at night, you're on the dark side of the earth as you're traveling around the earth. And it could be you woke up in the evening and to drive all night or something, to fly all night. And sometimes shift workers like that get mixed up on day or night. And looking at the 24-hour dial, you can tell immediately whether it's, 3 a.m. or 3 p.m., for instance. Below that, we have one of the LCD windows, the larger one. Right now it says New York City, and I have the date in there since I have the time on the analog hands. So that's August 14th, Friday, and that's what it is right now, 2 o'clock here in Maine, United States. As you can see, it says SMT. That stands for the daylight savings time, and that's the something mean time, whatever. But it's that's where the daylight saving time is going to be indicated. Next, we have the multi-function hand, and right now it's on the calendar. That's why it shows the date. But you can move that around, and all you do is just pull this out once. And I noticed when I was wearing this, it used to be hard for me to pull this out and set it until I learned to pinch it. So all I do is go like this and just pinch it. Boop. I'm just pinching it against the case, and it just comes to the first position. So much easier to select the first or the second position instead of just pulling without any reference to the case. So now if we turn this and we see that hand moving there, right here you're going to see this hand moving right there. So now we have the time, so we have 9:02:31. I believe that's another time zone there. There's a dual time zone. Now we come up here to let's see where I am. Oh, you actually got to push it down. There we go. So now we have the chronograph. All you do is push it. 100th of a second chronograph. How cool is that? See, just like a regular chronograph, except the buttons are kind of reversed. Usually you hit this one to start and this one to stop. This one's reversed. You hit down here. Oh, no, it is the top and bottom. There you go. I just done it in the split time. There you go. Just really easy. Let's go back to the one I skipped. That's going to be the countdown timer. So that's set for 1 minute. And right now it's counting down. I'm just going to let it count down so we can hear the beep. So we can let that run. We're going to pull this out and go back up to here. Here is setting of the I forgot what that is. That might be the world time. Now here we have the alarm, first alarm, second alarm, and any of these three positions down here, this one here, or this one here, or this one, any down here, and you're going to connect to the radio at night. Okay, let's move on across the dial. Here we have Echo Drive, Blue Angels logo, the little flag banner thing. Here we have where it's going to show the different time zones, the dual time zones. And right now I have them both the same set, so there's no confusion. But I'm not really traveling right now. But if I was traveling or I wanted another time zone, then all you do is push both these buttons at a time, and it'll switch the local time. Okay, there we go. See, that's pretty loud. I just put it near the microphone so you can hear it, but that's pretty loud. That's the timer that went off. And the alarm's going to sound the same way, so you could wake up to that. So anyway, we have the dual time zone indicator here. You can switch back and forth. Up here we have the power indicator, so it's on full charge right now, but also which tower you're connecting to. And I can show you that with this button here. When you push this, it'll tell you if it connected last night. So we'll push that. And up here, it says no. And if it would have connected last night, it would have been high, medium, or low. Those little yellow, let's see if we can get it There we go. See where it says H, M, and L? That's high, medium, low. So if the second hand touched one of those or pointed to one of those, it would tell you how strong your signal strength was. So if it was low, you might want to move it to another window for a night, something like that. Your dresser closer to a window. So let's do that again. It's going to go around to no, but if you notice that power reserve now is moving over to show which radio tower it's going to be connecting to. And then it goes back after a few seconds, as you saw there. Look at those beautiful stencil type Arabic numbers. You can see better now the UTC clock. See, it has an hour and a minute hand. There you can see the sharp display. You can also see the inner tachometer ring. This is a tachometer bezel. So you would line different things up. You see the arrow right here, and you could line that to another place, and that's how you do your calculations. Then you have these little red marks here, and they do the same thing, and you got numbers. And then you have down here, you have another ring that is also for calculations. So that's how the tachometer works. There's videos online on how to work the tachometer. I'd learn it, but then I always forget it since I'm not using it. But you can do, like I mentioned, airspeed calculations, gasoline consumption versus airspeed, air drift, and that sort of thing. All right, better wrap it up here. It's getting kind of long. Let me put it on my wrist. We'll take a wrist shot with this, but just an absolutely gorgeous. I love this watch. Also, if you look in the show notes, I have a link to a all black version of this. That's not the Blue Angels AT, and it might be a little bit longer, more detailed, comparing it to older ATs, Skyhawks. So I'll leave a link in the show notes for that. All right, let's put it on the wrist. All right, take a look at this watch while I'm doing that. Wait, this is one of the first reviews I've ever done outside. I thought I'd try something different. I know the lighting is a little bit better. It's getting sunny out in this position. So there we go. This is on my 7.5-inch wrists. There, the beautiful buckle. It's not too tight. It's just extremely comfortable. I forget I'm wearing this watch, even though it weighs almost 4 ounces. And there you can see the lugs don't go over the edge of my wrist. I don't have round wrists. I have sort of flattish, so I can carry large watches pretty well. I can carry larger watches than this, so you can see the lugs are fine. And then I'll show you how I can operate this. So all you do is go here, and I just pinch it, and then I can turn this and hit it for the chronograph, for instance, and then I'm off and running. Take my walk or whatever, time my walks, then reset it, then I'm good to go. Pull this, pinch this. So you can actually operate it when you're wearing it, no problem. Let's go here back to the date for today. All right, thanks so much for watching my channel, and please like and subscribe. As I mentioned, it really helps out a lot. And take your favorite watch off on your next adventure and have a lot of fun. And thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. Take care.